Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm really excited to have share this Hawk Zodiac event with all of you. And my co-host today is Victoria Vesna, who is coming in from New York. I'm here in Seattle, and we have three amazing guests today who are all monkeys who are going to be sharing a bunch of different things with us. We have Girija Hariharan from Bangalore, and we have Mana Salehi from Barcelona, and we have Christina Albu, who is in LA at this moment. And we also have Mariam Razi and Ivana, who's Dama, who've been helping us with this project for many, many years. And a lot of returning customers as such who are also joining us on this panel. Nina and Jim are with us. The Hawk Zodiac project started when Victoria and I were met first, and she asked me, "What are you most excited about?" And I said, "Well, Hawk's genes, which are the genes that control what makes your head, and two hands and 2 feet, and so on. And it's the same set of genes that control how a fly looks or an elephant looks. And over time, it's evolved into asking people to come to a dinner table as their Chinese zodiac animals and sharing food. And we've begun to honor all the animals in our lives, the ones who bring food to our table, the ones who we use in science experiments to benefit ourselves, the ones who live with us as pets, and also the ones who become part of our myths and mythologies. So it is a way for us to remember that humans are animals and honor our part in this whole length of the species in front of us. Victoria, you want to say a few words?
I do. I just arrived less than a week ago from an amazing, mind-boggling research trip to the Galapagos. And that is all about animals, of course. And then what do I do the next, the day before yesterday, so 3 days after I arrived back, I decide to respond to Linda Weintraub's invitation to come over and see her new home, which she and Andy have built in 1.5 years. So it was just unbelievable. I can't really share all of it, obviously, but I just want to show you her studio. And it's just unbelievable to me what they did. Anyway, she wanted me to come with her to the soil factory to host a Hawk Zodiac there. Linda, by the way, has been part of this project many times. She really has been supporting this idea of honoring animals and us being animals. And she wanted to do this at the soil factory, which is a newly established space in Ithaca, upstate New York, and it's established by a Cornell professor who is actually in soil research. And so we set up a table here outside this space. All of this, what you see here is soil. And on top of it are different herbs that we got in the market that you saw just a little bit before. This is us setting up. We did it within an hour. This is the soil factory. And also, I wanted to show this because it's an invitation from Johannes, who runs this, and his team to offer anything there. They love this project. This is Linda's book, and she's going to be doing a one-person exhibition there. So I just wanted to honor Linda, who's a horse and my teacher. And to the monkeys, I didn't see any monkeys in Galapagos, but one thing that was really changing your brain, actually, my brain, is that wild animals coexist with you. So you literally are around wild animals and they're not scared of you. And eventually you're not scared of them. And if there's an alpha sea lion, you stay away because it's his territory and that's it. It's not like a whole fight. If you sense the danger or the crossing a line, you just shift away. But you have to watch that you don't step on an iguana or a bird just lands on your table, and it's kind of natural. And I just really felt like, what did we do? And also this beautiful paradise island just being destroyed by microplastics and trash and pollution, warming waters. There was a bit of sadness, but I also felt the urgency to keep going with this project. And for the beautiful monkeys, I'm bringing you a chocolate coffee sugar bar that I got in the Galapagos in this it's kind of a coffee plantation where they also have sugar cane and they also have chocolate. And they make this bar that can last you for a very long time. So I offer you that. And I thank you for being here and for showing us your beauty. We actually have a couple of guests who want to honor the monkey too. So I know Nina created a dish for you that she's sharing. Nina, do you want to show your banana dish? Is she still here?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Sorry. Here we go. Tell us a little bit about what you're offering to these beautiful monkeys.
Oh, you're muted, Nina.
So, here we go.
Hi, everybody. I tried to think of a dish that both monkeys and pigs would love, and so I thought of banana pancakes.
Perfect.
And there were strawberries in the suggested foods, and so I added the strawberries, and that I took a picture of it and I sent it to Siddhartha, I think.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And I also I sent a picture. Everybody see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
I sent it into I don't know. I tried to send it into the UCLA.
We'll get it.
Yeah,
It's
anyway.
a lovely picture. So you're
Anyway, yeah.
the pig and the monkey.
Yeah. So the pig and the monkey. I was thinking of Christina and myself, and I was thinking of us. I was thinking of myself as a pig, and Christina as a monkey, and us, and really imagining us as a pig and a monkey talking to each other, non-verbally, and staring into each other's eyes. And I wrote a poem, but
Please read it.
well, I have to put the picture away.
It's okay.
Does everybody see the picture? Everybody saw the
Yeah.
picture. Everybody saw the picture. Okay. I imagine myself as a pig. It's called interspecies communication connections. I imagine myself as a pig gazing into Christina Albu's eyes as a monkey. We are transformed into our zodiac animals. We seek to unveil each other's knowledge. We seek to explore each other's internal thoughts and expressions. We connect. We make connections in communicating our knowledge to each other. We look into each other's eyes and see another world. We look into each other's eyes and we look into each other's eyes and we feel each other's thoughts.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Nina. Wonderful.
And yeah, that's that.
And we actually did that to a certain extent, not as animals, but as humans. And it's one of those most memorable moments of encountering you actually for the first time in New York. And I was presenting on your brainwave drawings, the ones you created on that really engage with nonverbal communication through the thinking of our brainwave frequencies. And we were at the laser event in New York, and I don't know if it was Victoria or someone else who had us perform this exercise of, just looking at the person next to us for 1 minute. I think that was it. And you were the person next to me, so it was just fantastic, like after knowing you through the lens of your works, to have this intimate form of nonverbal communication with you. It was such a special moment. So thank you.
And now
so
you
much.
know that it was two animals looking at each other.
Exactly. At that point, I had no idea.
And I want to say that I flew over the Nazca lines in a little Cessna and experienced seeing them firsthand. And I also went by myself to the Galapagos and toured the islands by myself.
Amazing. Never cease to amaze me, Nina.
And that was in 2004, and plastic was not such an overriding problem as it is now. And I swam with the seals and the, yeah, I wanted to get away from humanity. I wanted to get as close to animals as I possibly could. And a friend of mine said, "Well, go to the Galapagos. You'll get as close as you can get to animals."
This is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah.
And then we have a magical animal that joined us. Clarissa is a dragon. Hi, Clarissa. She's coming in from Brazil, which is so beautiful.
Hey, V.
How are you doing?
I'm fine and happy to join. Here in Brazil, we do not have huge primates, but in every single city we have this little small monkeys that used to be all around. And I was happy to join to remember the presence of this monkey.
Thank you for joining. It's so good to have your Brazilian energy always come in. It's lovely.
Yeah. Oh, I prepared something to share because we are about to have the elections next month here in Brazil. And I thought of a book of a guy who I saw a few years ago that was about monkeys' politics. And I found a couple of articles where they were reporting to this book, but at the same time, I found one where they are talking about different strategies that different kinds of monkeys they use to live in society. And I found out that we have a special group of monkeys from Brazil. We call macaco-aranha, that's the spider monkey. And they live in anarchy. So the males, they are not aggressive. They do not boss other males. They do not boss other females, nor the children. They just live as they are high all the time, and they just live in peace. And they have a sort of funny face. I don't know if you guys know this monkey, the spider monkey or macaco-aranha. Do you know these monkeys?
Do you have a picture of it, of the macaco?
Macaco-aranha? Yes. I can share my screen. Is it possible for?
Yeah, you can.
So there we go.
I got a whole presentation.
It's just like a short thing.
So it's a very similar thing to what Girija was talking about with the menacing monkeys.
Yeah, but I'll just go through. I'll not follow the presentation.
Can you make it full? Can you make it full screen, Clarissa?
It's not full screen.
No,
it was. No?
We just see thumbnails of the whole presentation. If you
Already?
just go to the bottom all the way right, there's a little icon. Yeah, you see that. Click on that.
Okay, now, yeah, or not?
Did you click on it?
Yeah, I clicked. It was this way before, but I don't know why it was not sharing this way. It should just have a couple of slides.
There we go. That's better. That's better.
Okay, I think it's yeah. Now it's sharing. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
I don't know why. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. This is good, but we can replace it later.
Yeah, I really don't know why it's happening because I'm using full screen, but it's okay. Well, it's not exactly a presentation. It's just a collection of feelings I put together here. And this is the reference for the book I mentioned. It's a book from the 80s. I wish I was aware about the book before because it's too funny and interesting. But at the same time, it's much, the focus is on change politics. That's extremely similar to the way we do politics. And in this article, they are comparing chimps and humans and bacteria, and it's amazing. And talking a little bit about about how politics is about making friends. And at one point, they were mentioning Saddam Hussein and the ritual rising and sitting in a chair and walking through the masses. And at the same time, remembering Donald Trump's bullying the other candidates and like they were male rivals. And just because of it, to remember it's possible not to be in confrontations and not just male fighting against male. I thought it could be cool. Remember the anarcho monkeys or the anarcho primates, these beautiful spider monkeys from Brazil.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And here is like the picture I found that I like most. This is the one. I wish you could see it in full screen. Not sure if it's showing on full screen.
But no, we see it good, and we'll replace it when we edit this, but it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's all I want to share. And as a offering, I replaced the green salad I promised to share.
Can you stop sharing so we can see the
So
dish?
yes, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So I prepared this oat milk chocolate and bananas.
Yay.
Yeah, and as a dragon, I like it a lot, but I'm a monkey dragon, so.
Yeah, monkey dragon.
Yeah, I love the monkeys. And thank you for keep running this project together. Seed, it's such an amazing group of people you have ordered.
It's gonna be like in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, that's it.
The
The longest artwork. Yeah.
So we would be remiss if we didn't mention some of these things I'm going to mention really briefly. So, and also we'll edit this in, but this is new. Oh, sorry, I have to do the share correctly, sorry. I'm not seeing the video, so I'm hoping this is going to work. Anyway, I can just tell you briefly about it, but here there's Total Hoax is happening where we don't even have to listen to her. I'll just show that. By the way, I really like this woman. But scientists create human monkey chimera. So this is what we've been predicting all along, right, Siddharth? That's in the news. And then we have this, which is old news now.
Yeah.
When we started this project, everybody told us there's no way monkeys can be cloned, and then, you know, primates, and then it actually happened, which basically means that humans can be cloned, and they're starting to do that too. So that's another thing that I wanted to quickly share. And you're seeing this, right? What I'm showing. Okay. And then we would definitely want to mention Rachel Mayeri's work. She did this cinema that was composed for monkeys. And I would love to have her actually say a few words, but we always want to mention artists who work with a particular animal. And I'm curious what animal she is. And then, of course, Jane Goodall, right? We cannot pass without mentioning her. There's a little bit of a reminder to ourselves as well. And then finally, this is offering to Christina. This is such a beautiful video of the brain neurons and the chimpanzee in the mirror. I'm sure you know it, but it's just gorgeous. So I wanted to mention those things. And of course, the monkeypox is in the news, which to me is really another call of the wild, if you will. I mean, we had mad cow disease, we had, the avian flu, we had, so every animal is giving us their diseases because we're diseased. And we're somehow thinking that it's over there and it's separate. But of course it's not. The whole planet is sick and we're trying to get healthier. One of the things that I talked to Jim about, who's here in the background, I hope he joins us, he's in the other room. Siddharth, at one point, very early on, you told me the story of you watching the monkeys from above and they were sitting in the circle. Can you retell that story, please?
Yeah, maybe Girija was on that trip with me. We used to study, we went to college in a town in Northwest India called Pilani, where the college was almost an oasis in the middle of a desert. So we had to jump the fence and go into the actual desert of the, and then and we're not supposed to do that. So we did that and we saw this group of monkeys.
Oh, you
sitting
did
in a
that
circle.
together.
Yeah,
You
yeah, we
did
went to
that-
college
Oh,
together.
it's so
Yeah.
funny. I'm
Yeah.
thinking for you to remind me of that story. That's beautiful.
These monkeys were sitting in a circle around it was sunset, and they were sitting in a circle and they were chattering with each other, but it wasn't just this group chatter. It was one would talk and then another monkey would then respond. And then this group of monkeys would be like having a conference, or like us, I guess, without the Zoom screen. They were talking with each other. And yeah, we didn't know what they were saying, but they were clearly having a very regimented conversation.
What I love about that story, and I'm amazed that the two of you were together there. It came to my mind. I think you told me this at the very beginning of our project, but I love that it's this organized discussion. So it's not about food, it's not about mating, it's not about the basic things that we attribute to animals. They're communicating and there's something going on, and we don't have access to that. So it's super interesting. I love that story. I have that image in my mind, actually. So Jim, are you around? Did you want to say something? Sorry, Girija, did you want to say something?
No, I'd forgotten about that. It happened so long ago, but I remember that day. I remember what we were wearing as clothes, and I remember dogs chasing us. I was the last one to jump out of the fence, and before the dogs could catch me, it was an adventure.
Also, I hear, and you're in India, so you can verify this, that because of the pandemic, the whole ecology with the tourists and the monkey temples has been disrupted. So the monkeys are coming down and starting to steal from towns. And do you know about this?
I know, I am not, but I did. Yeah, I did read about, a lot of animals being in distress because of the lockdowns and lack of food and people, and there's a lot of animal shelters being opened during COVID, but people were scared to even go out and stuff. But yeah, I don't remember reading about a monkey temple. A rat temple I did read about, like there was lack of food in some rat temple, not in the North India, where there are lots of rats.
Yeah. Speaking of, the same is happening in New York City. It's overrun by rats because of the pandemic. There was a whole ecology that nobody wants to think about, but restaurants and rats go hand in hand. And then the restaurants closed. They basically, the rats started going out looking for food, and then they had their own wars because they were fighting for food. And then the restaurants started putting out these outdoors bits and this is just perfect for rats. I mean, it's just like, I was in a restaurant with my friend, and it was very nice, and we had a lovely meal, Nina Barbier, and at one point a mouse, so luckily not a rat, just kind of jumped right by me, and everybody kind of screamed and went, ah, and the waiter came and went, ah, they always come out at night, just like that. And I was like, what? And he goes, you can't control it, we're on the street, what do you expect?
You're in their world.
There are days where you could report this or not pay for your meal. That's like not even like, no, it's just, that's what happens. It's after the pandemic, so it's okay. So, but Jim was going to say something. I don't know if he's just listening or if he's around. Jim, are you around? He had some stories about the rat. Sorry, no, I think he's just chilling in the background, probably. So, Siddharth, how do you want to close our beautiful meeting?
Mariam, did you have something to offer?
Oh, wait. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. So I wanted to offer cardamom cinnamon tea to the monkeys. And I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a funny story, because monkeys are not native to Iran. So they were brought to the country from India for entertainment purposes. And the funniest part is the interpretation of the monkey in Persian language and Iranian culture. So the monkey is translated to Maymun, which means felicific and joyous and something that brings fortunate. So we sometimes use Maymun, which means literally monkey, when we want to talk about something that is fortunate. And yeah, I wanted to just share this story about the monkey and its relation to Persian culture and language with you.
What's really interesting is that in Serbian and Croatian, it's Maimun. It's Maimun is monkey.
Oh, nice.
And in Romanian, it's Maimuță.
There we go. So you can see how these cultures were mixing, and
interesting.
how ridiculous the whole barriers and nationalism is, because who knows what kind of blood we all carry around, and genetics.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we say Maimun.
Well, I want to thank all the animals who came and joined us today, especially the featured monkeys. And thank you for leading on this amazing adventure. And as we close, again, let's pay our respects to all the animals in our worlds and who we share our lives with. And hope to see you all participate in other events that we have. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Girija. I think my name means daughter of the mountains. I'm just back from the mountains. I was in Himachal Pradesh, which is just the foothills of the Himalayas. I was there for about half a month. And I work primarily with paintings and murals. Lately, I've gotten into multimedia sculptures, and I'm working on art for social change. So my art journey has been changing a lot, and finally I think I'm on my path right now, where I do workshops and art interventions with oppressed people like sex workers, juvenile prisoners, and so on. So from the mountains, I did see a lot of Hanuman langurs, which is the typical Himalayan monkeys with the black face. And today I wanted to so I was thinking about what to present about the monkey, and yesterday morning when I was just thinking about it, a person just walked in front of me dressed as Hanuman, which is a monkey god of India. And I got thinking about, why we only have people dressing up as monkeys. There are Krishnas and Ramas and other gods, but you don't see them often on the road. But Hanuman is one god which everybody in Rajasthan, in Tamil Nadu, in lots of states in India, they impersonate a monkey. Maybe it's because we all come from apes. I'm not sure. So I was thinking about it, and then he walked right very close to me. So I said, can I take an interview of you? And he agreed. So I'm going to play that video. It has some subtitles. I tried adding subtitles. There might be a little lag, but I just want to share the video first.
Jaya Jaya Rama Pavane Nama Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Pavane Nama Kodanda Rama Pavane Nama Pavane Nama Jaya Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Rama Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Jagadanda Rama Kodanda Rama Kodanda Rama Sita Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ramchandra Maharaj ki jai.
आपका नाम?
रामಣ್ಣ.
ರಾಮಣ್ಣ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ?
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿನ್ಸಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿನ್ಸಂದ್ರ.
ಡೈಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಇದು?
ಡೈಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಇವತ್ತು ಶನಿವಾರ ಅದಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಡೈಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ஹனுமான் ரொம்ப
ரூபத்தா ஹனுமான்
ரொம்ப இஷ்டமா? ಹನುಮಾನ್ನ உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ಇಷ್ಟಮಾ?
ಹನುಮಾನ್ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ.
ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮೇಕಪ್?
ನಾವೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಕಪ್.
ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಏನು
ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗದ್ದೆಗಳು ಇದಾವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಗೆ, ರಾಯಚೂರು ನಮ್ಮದು ಗದ್ದೆ ಇದಾವೆ. ಗದ್ದೆಗಳು ಅವಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಯಜಮಾನ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದು ಭಾಳ ಒಂದೆರಡು ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ನಾವು ಈ ಕಡೆಗೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹಾಕಿನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಲಂಕರಿ. 3 ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು 3 ಗಂಡ್ಮಕ್ಳು ನಮ್ಗೆ. 6 ಜನ. 3 ಸಹ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿನ್ರಿ. ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ದೊಡ್ಡವರು. ಒಬ್ಬಕ್ಕಿನ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹಾಕಿ ಲಗ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನಿ. ಇನ್ನು 2 ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಯಲಂಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿನಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬನ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮಗನ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹಾಕಿನಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು 2 ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಭಾಳ ಐತೆ ರೀ.
ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿ, ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Wow, amazing.
It's one of my paintings. Yeah, so I'll stop it here. So I've been fascinated with man dressing up like monkeys, and I've been wanting to do a woman dressed as Hanuman as well. Maybe I will dress up myself, but I can't sing as well as him or play the harmonium like him. But yeah, but I want to do an art intervention like that. The last painting you saw was one of my old paintings from Rishikesh, where I met this another Hanuman. So I keep meeting these very interesting Hanumans, and I wonder whether there's a monkey behind the man, or the man is hiding behind the monkey. It's an interesting question. I was telling my daughter, and she's like, "So what's the answer?" I said, "We may never know the answer." So art is for asking impossible questions. So that was my presentation. I also wanted to quickly show you 2 things. So this is the picture of Hanuman. Typically, that is popular across India. I think you might have seen it. You Google Hanuman, you will see this. But lately, with the political climate of India, it has changed to this.
Oh.
So I just want you guys to want you all to look at this and tell me what you feel. So anybody like
it's very threatening. I mean, it brings up fear, right? So it's fiery and menacing and mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
same.
exactly. That's the political climate right now in India, where we are. There's a lot of Hindu fanaticism and fascism and discrimination of minority religions, especially Muslims. There's a lot of Islamophobia, and almost every single car windshield has this sticker.
Oh,
So,
really?
so yeah, Hanuman is a big topic in India visually. As an artist, I see this everywhere, and you know, right now I don't see the kind, smiling faces. Even the performances, street performances that we just saw on video, are being used to fuel Muslim hate and to fuel Hindu fanaticism. So even though they're getting paid well, these street performers, but the intention behind it is not so great right now, especially with the building of the Ram temple in India. So there is a lot of politics around Hanuman and Ram. So I wanted to just show, and again, somebody was coming and selling these stickers right after I spoke to this guy. So maybe I have a cognitive bias towards monkeys because I was going to attend this dinner, but all of this is a big serendipity. So I wanted to do that. I also want to offer a banana split. It's in my freezer. I will quickly grab it. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Siddharth, is the menacing sticker, is that like a equivalent to right-wing kind of nationalism sticker?
Yeah, the saffron color, and it's kind of a code for the right-wing party, and they want to portray strength, and that's kind of how they are now they're co-opting a lot of symbols, and also co-opting a lot of the history, freedom fighters and things, and bringing them more into the forefront and kind of saying that's their part of their history, and they're trying to reimagine what India is about. So, and
Yeah.
it's really scary. Even like people who you used to consider moderate and who used to consider to be rational are all falling into this in perception, and they're falling into this game. It's very, very scary.
Well, I've seen it, and even has seen it in the Balkans, you know, where even people who you think are reasonable intellectuals suddenly it's like a virus, you know, it just kind of takes over, and it creates this separatism that is so destructive. And it seems to be happening all over the world. So we need to nurture the kind monkey that you showed initially and sell those stickers. But it is scary, absolutely. It's pretty frightening image. It doesn't bring any spirituality. It doesn't call to any spirituality. And you know, for me, especially as a new image, I don't feel like it's something that is connected to the Hanuman myth that I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever was written in 1984 book by George Orwell, it is happening in India right now. So there's post-truth, there is the big boss, the big brother watching us, you know, all kinds of things are happening in India, which is quite scary. But I hope, you know, humanity wins eventually. We who are in the arts and the humanities try and address this wherever we travel and paint, and yeah, some of the projects we do are geared towards equality and human rights. So
thank you, Girija. Let's see the beautiful dish you made.
Yeah, so 1 second. So this is a banana split with blueberries, peanuts, cashew nuts, and Rajbhog ice cream, which is like the Maharaja ice cream that is served to the kings. I thought maybe if Hanuman would want to eat a banana split, it will be very Indian like this. So the in the palace of Ayodhya or whatever, right? So I tried to imagine his desert, and
Beautiful.
I don't know what Hanuman likes, but I think I like it.
So before you start eating it, just take a picture from above so we can put it in our cookbook.
Definitely. Definitely.
Thank you so much. That was very beautiful, moving, and shaking. It's actually pretty scary what's going on in the whole world. And India is, to me personally, like a spiritual center of the planet. So if that's happening in India, it's not good for the whole planet. And maybe the real Hanuman will intervene without violence.
Yeah, I believe in it too. Yeah. And Hanuman is Chiranjeevi, like he doesn't die. So he's apparently alive in Himalayas somewhere. Yeah. According to our technology. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Try sharing my screen here.
Staying cool, hopefully.
Yeah. No, it's much better now. I think
the rain.
Overcome the biggest heat wave of the summer. So let's see. Those dolmas looked terrific, and we cook the vine rolls also in Romania, but we have a different way of wrapping them, and it's a very long process of actually making sure they're exactly the same size and well wrapped so they don't start unfolding. And we don't put that many herbs. We put dill in them and some spices, but we don't have such a wide range of herbs that give them flavor. I'd love to try the Iranian version of them too. So I'm an art historian, so I'm going to share with you a couple of visual references that come to mind as I think about monkeys. Personally, I identify with them just in terms of their curiosity and resourcefulness, and I never thought of them, necessarily in aggressive terms, but I think there's surely that polarity between figures that scare us and figures that are also very close to us because of the connections that we have with them genetically. So one of the first things that come to mind visually are the Nazca lines that are this mysterious lines in the desert in Peru. And I've always been fascinated by them, and I'd like to see them one day. And they can only be observed from the air because these are extremely large silhouettes of animals and geometric figures. And they were only discovered in 1926 when we finally had planes, so then we could observe them from the air. But these are actually extremely old. They kind of date back to 500th century BC. We don't have a precise date. We have like a 1,000 years span in which they may have probably been created. And the monkey is one of the animals that are represented. Some of the animals are native to the desert, some are not. So when it comes to monkeys, they think that potentially their presence was associated with the Amazon jungle and also with some of the trade routes that connected the jungle to this desert area. And as I was expecting my daughter in 2018, I decided to do a series of paintings. That's not something I do regularly. I think I'm like a field artist turned art historian. That's the way I envision myself very often. But yeah, I was thinking of putting together just this 12 paintings of cross-cultural motifs, some abstract, some figurative, and the Nazca lines came to mind at that point. So one of the figures I represented was the monkey you see right here. That's the whole range of images. So it's not exactly known why they were created. Some of them, scholars who research these lines in the desert, they believe to be somehow correlated with celestial maps, that there's something about their orientation and the cosmic bodies that may have led to their creation. Some other people think that they were part of rituals calling for fertility, for rain in the desert, and maybe there's this association between the monkey and the Amazonian jungle and the reindeer, they made them consider this animal. And there are also some other hypotheses related to aliens. And these are some ornaments with monkeys. I just saw LACMA a couple of months ago. They are part of an exhibition called The Portable Universe. And I was really fascinated by this beautiful pendants and the representation of monkeys in them, and also like kind of the social aspect that is part of it. Some of them really depict interactions between the monkeys, and just wanted to include an image of them. They are from the Nariño Highlands in the southwestern part of Colombia, and very often this kind of objects appeared in pairs, and they had a decorative purpose.
Beautiful.
And as focusing also on my research this week, and I was reading a lot on Richard Lomberg's practice, and just as Nina Sobel, who's also in the crowd here, he was really interested in nonverbal forms of communication and in the use of biofeedback in the arts. He was trained as a designer and an architect, and he was very much influenced throughout his practice. He has been influenced by the ideas of Marshall McLuhan about the media, as well as by Buckminster Fuller and Paolo Soleri. And he was first introduced into cybernetics by Roy Ascott, so connection with Victoria over there, who's also been in conversation with Roy about this. And in the 1970s, he developed a series of performances / demonstrations that involved biosignals. And he called this range of practices embryonic synthesis. And he wanted to create these feedback loops between mammals that live in the ocean, like the dolphins, for example, and correlate their biosignal responses to acoustic signals, to the movements of dance performers, and also to signals from plants. So there was all this cross-species communication that he was framing in his practice. And he was also, he moved from New York, where he was developing the embryonic synthesis experiments. He moved over to the West Coast, to San Francisco, and at that point he started calling various labs to become better familiar with animal psychology and communication. And at one point he called the Stanford lab, where there was an animal psychologist named Penny Patterson, who was working with Coco the gorilla. And she was teaching Coco a version of the American Sign Language that was adapted to gorilla. And apparently, Coco had this extremely amazing skills in terms of learning all those gestures and utilizing them meaningfully, so that Patterson didn't really believe that it was just mimicry, but it was an act of expression that was involved, that involved the volition of the monkey to make those gestures rather than just imitate them. So you can see that Richard pictured the gorilla in various instances, and he was really keen on the long-term aspect of the project. He didn't want to go there at the lab and merely document this, like he wanted to establish a relationship with the gorilla. At one point, he says that he brought the gorilla this pound of clay and just watched him manipulate it and create animal figures out of it. Apparently, he created this bird out of that clay. So there was this interesting communication, creative acts of expression and the exchanges with Coco the gorilla. And I think, this kind of leads me to think a lot about, when do we individualize animals by giving them names, right? We often do this, right, when they show these exceptional skills, but we often associate those skills with human abilities. So there's this constant projection of our own humanity onto animals with which we build relationships. So I often wonder how ethical this is, right, in terms of projection of our own humanity and what we find to be exceptional within our own worlds onto them, and whether this helps us or actually endangers these animals when we individualize them and when we subject them, right, to travel through the air, as we saw also in Mana's presentation, right, and observe their behavior within the scientific framework. In my own research, I also referenced the work on mirror neurons. These were neurons that were discovered in 1992 at the University of Parma by Giacomo Rizzolatti and his team. And these neurons are situated in the premotor cortex, and they were discovered somewhat by chance, right? When this group of scientists were observing the neural activity of the macaque monkeys in the lab, and they noticed that the same neurons fired when the monkey grabbed the banana and when she observed one of the scientists performing the same gesture. So the scientists came up with this theory about the role of mirror neurons in learning and in establishing empathetic connections with others, just through this ability that we have to simulate an action that we have observed in our own brains and connecting to it, even though we are not performing the action of ourselves. It's enough to see other people, right, doing a certain act for us to establish this affective tie that goes beyond, the necessarily conscious volition. It's something that happens very spontaneously. And I'm sure Siddharth can offer you a lot more details about these theories and also the questioning of them over the course of years. And also this summer, I went to LACMA, and so once again, Ai Weiwei's The Circle of Animals, the Zodiac Heads, this work that kind of toured to many different museums across the world. And it's a representation of all the signs of the zodiac. You see the monkey on the right. And whenever I see this work, I was kind of struck by the different ways in which the animals are portrayed. Something felt off to me as an art historian about their formal attributes. Some of them are more ornate and some of them are more abstracted. Mm-hmm. And as I was reading more about the work, I found out that it was inspired by this water spouts that were part of a fountain at the old Summer Palace in Beijing. This fountain was built in the mid-18th century, and the palace was looted during the Second Opium Wars, and all these elements of the fountains were dismembered, and they were sent to different parts of the world. And only 7 out of them have been found, and they have been repatriated to China. So 5 of them are missing, and Ai Weiwei modeled those based on his own imagination of what those zodiac science figures might have looked like. So those disparities in terms of the aesthetics are probably informed by that. The monkey was part. We have the monkey. the monkey head has been repatriated, so we do know what that fountain spout looked like initially. And for Ai Weiwei, it's really important to think about this zodiac sign figures and cross-cultural connections, and also the tension that is involved in this cross-cultural movement of objects from one country to another. And also whenever I see this work and this circle, it's kind of, the presence of the animals is endearing, but it's also kind of menacing, going back to that ambivalent feeling that we have towards them, especially since they are placed on this bronze columns. So they are taken away from the rest of the body of the animals, and they are authoritarian. They're almost like figures of judges watching us as we enter the circle, but at the same time, they are dismembered heads, and I don't think we can easily overlook that aspect when encountering the work. In terms of personal connections to the monkey, I told lots of stories to my daughter, who is now 4 years old. And at one point, I was running out of stories that I knew, and I had to make some up. And one of them related to a monkey that travels from the jungle to the ocean, and she learns about the story concerning the ocean, and she's really curious to experience it herself. And she eventually reaches the ocean and goes on many different adventures. It was really hard to put my daughter to sleep, so it's a long story, so I won't tell it now. But essentially, this monkey gets to travel on a ship to another island and meet monkeys from other species, and they breed. And I asked my daughter at times to imagine what these monkeys look like. And the monkey is a story for her. She was like, it's a green monkey. So I was like, I don't know if these green monkeys exist, but apparently they do. And they're the Sabel's monkey in West Africa. And they were actually sent on slave ships to other territories. So they also exist in Barbados. So here's where fiction and reality meets to a certain extent. And the monkey in my story, according to my daughter, meets a pink monkey. That was her creative input in the story. So so there are these knob-nosed monkeys that have this very prominent pink lips. So I brought them together over here. And
looks like Botox lips.
Exactly. Yeah. I just love it when, whatever we imagine actually, turns out to a certain extent. And it's also kind of a collaborative act of storytelling. So who knows how my daughter will retell the story to her own daughter later on.
Exactly.
And here's the meal I'm sharing today with you. It's milk noodles with citrus zest and cinnamon. And it reminds me of childhood. This is a kind of dish my grandma would prepare very quickly for me as a kid back in Romania. And we wouldn't have many oranges and lemons then. Especially oranges were very rare to find as a kid. So she wouldn't really add the orange zest, but I added it now to it. So it's a very simple recipe. It just calls for milk and noodles, and you can put in some honey or sugar and sweeten it. And I usually grate some lemon or orange zest in it, some vanilla, a pinch of salt, and then I usually decorate it at the very end with some cinnamon. So it's very flavorful, and it's also kind of comfort food that you can have very quickly. And yeah, I think maybe the monkeys would love it because of the citrus in it and the spiciness of the cinnamon. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
First of all, I really want to say thank you to invite me, and it was really for me actually when I saw Mariam in Tehran and she told me about Hawk Zodiac, and I went to the dinner. That was a very nice dinner. I told her I'm a monkey, and she reminds me for this project. I really appreciate it. And before starting about the monkey, I should say Victoria is, for me, I think, for my feeling, you are very spiritual for me, and I'm very glad to this. I mean, that in one way or another, I'm just joining you and seeing you in some ways, and I really like it. Anyway, when Mariam told me about the monkey, I was thinking my residency in Japan, where I watched a lot of monkey close my house. And that monkey, it was very scary with the red eyes. And in some way I scared, and I was like, oh, in the Hawk Zodiac, I'm a monkey. I don't want to be a monkey and whatever afterward. And when Mariam told me, I was thinking about, just a second. Okay, now. I was thinking, okay, I'm a monkey spiritually, and right now my feeling as a monkey is like I'm looking for my mother. I'm looking for my Mother Earth. I want food. I want happiness. I was 2 days thinking about all of this. And I remember the hands of my mother making food for me, which is very special. And when I went to Tehran, she made this food for me. And in the same way, I was thinking about the Kubrick movie, which I would like to share this a scene of Kubrick with you.
I don't think it's running, Manu.
It's running, but the sound is not there.
Oh, that's what it is. It's okay. It's good. There we go.
Yeah, it's very
That's
effective.
intense. Wow. Especially after Giri just talk about the Hanuman.
Exactly. And then I was remembering my mother making food, and in the same time I remember this scene of the Kubrick. And I would like to share the hands of my mom making this food for me from the beginning. And you see why I was thinking in the same scene of Kubrick with my mom. You will see it. So in Iran, it's very traditional and actually common that all the mothers, actually, not I think my generation, but my mother, they mix some herbs together. And with these herbs together, they make for different food. And this kind of food I prepare up here. That all these kind of herbs, it was in that food. I mean, she's cutting, and all this together, they have a
very special smell, because all of this, they smell different. And all together, they have another smell. So, and actually I was looking for all of it. They are very good, I think, as a medicine or all things, herbs is amazing that you cannot, I mean, of course you can find it in Europe or maybe in, I mean, of course in America, but in not, I mean, they not gonna do the mix it for making the food, I think. And I was I was just thinking like a monkey with the mother looking for the herbs and for the, como se dice, uvas in English, these fruits, I don't remember in English.
Grapes.
Grape, yeah. And that's why I was thinking about this kind of fruit. And the leaves is for the grape, that this kind of leaves, they'll use it. So they need all this onion, glasses of rice, cook cups, mixed herb, which I show it to you, the herbs, liquid oil, vinegar, mint, and these leaves. I didn't prepare like ingredients, but I just have my mother hands again doing all this, putting on the leaves of grape together. And here is a video.
So beautiful.
And when they cook it, it look like this amazing. I really want to live here the rest of my life. I really like it. It's delicious. And here there's another video of my mom. That's the way that they put it out of the oven. Look.
Oh, your mom's beautiful.
I like her voice. She's saying like, I'm expert and please come to my dinner or something. Anyway, at the end of my presentation, I want to share, after all this, in my dream, which is going to the moon one day. I prepare something that the first astronaut before human, it was a monkey, and I want to share this movie with you.
Before the first chimp was sent into space, there were many monkeys sent into space, and some of them even reached it. But in most cases, the monkey died. But this is a bit more cheerful, and it is about a first chimp that went into space. This is before even humans were sent there. This happened back in 1961. So the name of the chimp was Ham. His name stands for Holloman Aerospace Medical Center, which is a lab that trained him to go into space. But interestingly, before Ham went into space, his name was number 65. It was only after the successful trip that he got the name. The point of the mission was simple, yet crucial. Humans wanted to know if it was possible to perform tasks in space weightless, which seems self-explanatory now that the mission was done. But before that, humans were not so certain. Ham was trained by a neuroscientist to do simple time tasks, such as pushing the lever when the light flashes. If he did the task right, he was awarded a banana pellet. And if he had done it wrong, they gave him a mild electric shock. Out of 40 candidates, he was the one to go to space because of the generally good mood he had. And so the launch date came. It was January 31st, 1961. Ham was only 3 years and 8 months old. He was wearing waterproof clothing. Then he was placed inside a pressurized spacesuit capsule inside a chamber where he would perform tasks and be weightless. The chamber protected him from the outer harsh space. And finally, he was set inside a Mercury Redstone 2 rocket. On January 31st, 1961, at 4:55 p.m. in Florida, the rocket carrying Ham launched. Despite the 4-hour delay that happened during that day, the rocket lifted successfully. But during the first minute, the angle that the rocket was flying was a bit off. At the second minute of the flight, liquid oxygen was already depleted. Because of all of that, the rocket reached higher speed than expected. Another problem that occurred is that the cabin pressure that Ham was inside dropped to a deadly level, but thankfully the chimp was safe inside the capsule spacesuit. Rocket eventually reached a height of 253 kilometers above the sea level, instead of planned 185 kilometers. So this is a lot higher up in space. The chimp was in space for 6.6 minutes instead of 4.9 minutes that were planned. And Ham successfully performed tasks as he pushed the lever 50 times, proving that doing tasks in space is very much possible. After 16 minutes and 30 seconds of flight, the rocket spacecraft safely splashed into the ocean, but the planned place for the landing was overshot by 200 kilometers because of the changed angle of the rocket during the flight. And when the capsule splashed, the nearest recovery ship was 96 kilometers away. So helicopters took the capsule where Ham was and got it onto the ship. Everyone on the ship eagerly awaited to see Ham, and when they opened it, he was all fine. He just had a couple of bruises. Everyone on the ship was greeting him, and he gladly accepted an apple after experiencing such a tough trip. And it was indeed a tough trip. To bear a force of around 17 G during the liftoff and re-entry is hard. That is a lot of weight put onto a young chimp. But despite the few unplanned events during the flight, this all ended very well and the chimp became a historic figure. This mission proved that it's possible to do tasks in space. Then Ham was put inside a national zoo in Washington, D.C., where he stayed for 17 years, after which he joined a group of captive chimps in North Carolina. Then shortly after, he died at the age of 25, which is young for a chimp. When he died, the plan of the Armed Forces Institute of Technology was to have him stuffed, but after the very negative public reaction, they decided to just get his skeleton, which they displayed at the Museum of Health and Medicine. The rest of his remains are now buried at the International Space Hall of Fame in New Mexico. He will be remembered as a hero chimp that went into space before humans themselves did.
I think I'm done, and and really, it was for me very exciting to make this presentation because at the beginning I was scared because of my memory of the monkey in Japan, but it's very curious that the image of the feeling has two parts. One part is very spiritual, as she showed us, and one part is very scary. And both of them, for example, for me, this kind of education in Japan, I really like it. Both terms of one image is respectable. So you should respect both, because both the both is God. In Miyazaki movie and all of this, they show this double meaning of the God, of spiritual, criminal, both of them. So I think I'm proud to be a monkey now. I really like it. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mana, for. I know how busy you are during these days, but it is so precious for me that you made it finally. And it was interesting for me that you showed us your mom's hand wrapping the dolme, because I have the same video of my mom wrapping a dolme, and I think there's something magical about Persian moms, and because it's really hard, and the food making, the process is really hard, and it takes a lot of time. So like most of the Persian foods, and yeah, it's really precious for all the daughters that they see their mom is wrapping dolma. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing the feeling.
Yeah, I was really fascinated because I was actually thinking of for the last few weeks I've been thinking about monkeys because of the way my daughter eats, about how she throws food around, and then also she kind of learned how to we use this thing called murungaka, which is like drumsticks, which you can kind of chew out the flesh but throw away the skin almost. And she knows how to do it without teaching her. And I was thinking, oh wow, this is like completely monkey brain. She knows how to eat certain things and throw away certain things. And it's funny that you mentioned your mom, and I was thinking of my daughter when I was thinking of the monkeys all the time. Yeah.
Family. I think the monkey is going to the family, and you feel like some emotion of like a maternal emotion is very honest and pure. I think this kind of emotion, yeah, it's a family.
So quick question to you, Mana, and also Mariam. Did you try to do the dolmas yourself? Have you done
No,
it?
I don't dare to do that. It's really hard because the orientation and it's really important how to fold the leaves, and if you miss to fold the right direction, you may the dolma will not be as expected, you know.
Yeah, and then for me also the difficult thing is mix all this herb, you know.
Right.
My mom showed me what is each herb, what is it, because I didn't know. So she showed me by smell it, touch it.
Beautiful.
It's like that, because I really don't know. I mean, I know, but at the end I just forget, because it's a lots of herbs together. And in this time, I really liked all the herbs, the Iranian culture, they used to mix it, because I think it's pure medicine for the human. And I think in Occidental, we don't use it that much.
No. We'll definitely put it in the Hugs cookbook, you know, because that's the whole idea, to mix the herbs, the food, and to look at it, food as medicine, and also to create our own versions. So it's a cultural mix. So it's a very beautiful thing. Thank you.
And when you mentioned about the whole bunch of herbs and how she was cutting them, I was thinking about how in India, like cilantro and herbs are almost given as weight. Like when they want to give you extra something, they just put that in with your basket of fruit.
They do this in Europe too.
And here you have to pay like $2 for a small bunch of, like, you know, sad cilantro.
Yeah, they do that in farmers markets in Europe. When you buy a bunch of stuff, they throw in the parsley or something.